Sweet. Okay, good morning, class. Good afternoon, yes. At this point, we're looking at the grade 11, paper 2, the November 2016 from TLC. Okay. So in the first question, we are told that answer this question on the diagram sheet provided. Now, in this time, basically, you guys will get an answer book where all answers must be written in the answer sheet. Now, you're not going to get a diagram sheet. So your answer book and the diagram sheet is in one. Okay. So, we are told that 50 grade 11 pupils were asked how much pocket money they received each month. Now, I know some of you get 200 or 300 a day. Per month? Yes. No, in the other grade, listen, in the grade 9 was one time 15 a day.
I don't even get that much money. I only get the money for transport. That's only.
Yeah, okay, no problem, listen. Relax. So, the table alongside shows the amounts. Complete the cumulative frequency column. So, to complete the cumulative frequency, I said 2 transfer, 2 plus 7 is 9. It gives us 13. 13 plus 13 is 26. Then 42, and then 50. That will always give us the total number that there is in the group as well. Lots of. The next question says, draw the ogive or the cumulative frequency graph. So to draw this graph, I just need to pull this up here quickly. The points that we use is going to be 50 and 2, 109, 150 and 30, 226, 250 and 42, 350. Okay? So on this diagram, you see there's no values here, not so. So we must fill in the values. So it's 50, 0 to 50, and so on to 300. So it's 0, 50, 100, 150, 200, 250, 300. So every second one represents a 50. Okay? We're not going to make every one represent a 50, every line, because otherwise the graph is going to be small. Okay? So what we do is we try and draw it as big as possible. And now cumulative frequency, so this is your interval, or you can write amount in rands. Okay? Then your cumulative frequency goes on this column. And the maximum I think was 50. So if I make this 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30, 35, 40, 45, and then right on top is your 50. Okay, otherwise you could have made it in units of 4. No, not 4, sorry, 6. It would have been a bit smaller if you didn't want to use the top line. Okay, so even if there's one maybe shorter, you can feel free if you want to add it and so on. But don't add now a lot and then you distort the whole page. Okay. But feel free to do what you want to do there. So you got 50 and 2. So you got 50 and 2 there. So that's just a bit higher than that there. So that looks like 1. Okay, the board is not allowing me to draw accurately. So it's 100 and what is this? 9. So 109 is just below 10. Then we have 150 and 13, and then 50 and 13, approximately there. Then we have 226, 226. Then we have 250 and 42. 250 and 42, and then the last one is 350. So what we do is freehand we connect these dots. Okay, and we always join it or ground it to the minimum value there. Okay, and in this case your minimum value is 0. Now if the minimum value had to be 5, I would have grounded to 5. But since the minimum value is 0, I take it to 0. Okay, remember this graph is drawn freehand. Okay. Yes. Sorry? Yes, 1 mark you lose. There's only 3 marks in this graph. 1 is for the coordinates, 1 is for your grounding, and 1 is for the fact that you're drawing it freehand. If you use a ruler, you lose a mark. Okay. And it's simple. The graph is not that difficult. It's simple to do. The next question says, use your ogive graph to estimate the median, lower quartile, and upper quartile. Now your median is your middle number of sorted data, not so. Now here's 50 values here. So what is the half of 50? 25. So we take this reading at 25. You see that it's just less than 200. Can you all see that? So we can say that your median is equal to 195. Or you could have said 198 to 190 to 100, whatever. Of course, it won't be a value less than 150 or a value more than 200. Why not more than 200? Because 200 is defined at the number of 26 attributes. Does it make sense? So that's that thing. This is question 1.3. So it's your median. That's 1.3. Your lower quartile and your upper quartile. So there's 50 numbers. A quarter times 50 is 12.5. So that is 10. 12.5 is approximately 10. And I turn the ruler and I go down. And that's a number less than 150. Okay, so let's say that is 140. Okay. In the memo, I might have used different values or other values than this. Okay. And then for quartile 3 is 3 over 4 times 50, which is 37.5, which is approximately there. Again with the ruler, as you can see. And I go down there, let's say that is 200 and if 225 is there, 30, let's say 240. Okay? Any confusion so far? The next question says then, draw a box and whisker diagram for the given table. Now, remember for a box and whisker diagram, I need a scale. So I use this to be my scale one time. This is now for 1.4. So I know that at quartile 1, you get the stroke, quartile 2 gets a stroke, and quartile 3 gets a stroke. Not so? So there's your box. Okay. And of course it starts at 0, so your minimum value is 0, while your maximum value is 300. So there's your box and whisker diagram. It will ask you with regards to the skewness on the data. This data is skewed to the, what do you think is skewed to the? Left. Why? Because this gap is great there. So skewed to the left. With evenly spaced, it will be symmetrical. So the other side is going to be skewed to the right. Skewed to the right could also be positively skewed. Left is negatively skewed. Okay? Then they ask you to calculate the mean of this data. Okay? That is 1.5. Now for the mean of this data, take us out here. They ask you for standard deviation as well. So if it's the standard deviation as well, and then I would have programmed the calculator. No, it's not standard deviation. Okay, so it's the mean. So we said we need this here. So that is 1.6, 1.5. Which question is this quicker? 1.5. So the question is for the mean. So to calculate the mean, I take the midpoint. Okay, remember this was what 0 plus 5 is 50. 0 plus 50 is 50. Divide by 2 is 25. Okay, and that is 2 in that category. Plus. So 50 plus 100 divided by 2 is 75. Times 7. Plus. The next one is going to be 100 plus 150 is 250 divided by 2 is 125 times 4 plus 175 times 13 plus 225 times 16 plus 275 times 8. And this is all over the total number, which is 50. Okay, so your mean works out to be, on the calculator, it's going to be 25 times 2 plus 75 times 7 plus 125 times 4 plus 175 times 13 plus 225 times 16 plus 275 times 8. That gives you 9150 over 50. Put that divided by 50 gives you 183. So 183 rand is your average from this distribution table. Okay. In 1.6, it asks us for the modal clause. So what is the modal clause? Modal clause is the clause that has the most entries. Okay. Modal clause. The clause that has the most entries is 200 to 250. There's 16 of them. So it's going to be 200. Or it's greater than 200 but less than 250. Okay. Then in question 1.7, in 1.7 it says use your OJIV graph, so you must use this graph here, to determine how many learners received between 125 and 225 rand pocket money per month. So it's an interval between 125, so we take it's 125. If this is 100, 150, 125 has to lie between. Can you see that? So what we do is we go up here onto the graph and 125 lies on this line, which is 10. Can you see that? So it's going to be 10. And 225. So that's 200, 250, so 225 has to lie there. Again, we're going on that line here. And it's just above 30. So let's call that 31 for now. Can you see that? So how many gets between that? So 31 minus, what was that? 10. 31 minus 10 is approximately 21 learners gets between 225 and 125. Okay. The last question here says comment on the distribution of the data, and by saying it's skewed to the left, you have commented on the distribution of the data. You understand? That question normally comes straight after the box and whisker diagram. That's why I spoke about it at that point. But I see now it came in actually later. I thought I didn't ask that question at that point. Okay. In question 2, we are told that the following data represents the number of goals scored by 12 national soccer players. Now, here's it used already. I cut this question and I used it for another paper. But the questions around these values is normally to calculate the standard deviation, your mean, and if there are how many players lie within one standard deviation of the mean. Okay, so I'm going to just do that calculation, your mean, standard deviation, and the number or the percentage of players or whatever that lies within one standard deviation of the mean. Okay. Yes?
Do you ever ask
Very no. But if asked by another examiner, the variance is your standard deviation squared. So you square your standard deviation, you get your variance. Okay? The variance is equal to your standard deviation squared. Okay. So to do this calculation, we must press, we need to program the calculator. We press mode 3 for stat. I know you guys have pressed 2 at your calculators. So it's going to be mode 3 for stat for me, 1 for variance, first variance. Now we enter the data. Okay. So we go. It's going to be 8, 11, then 12, 14, 8, 9, 12, 18, 15, 16, 4, 10, 14. Okay, press AC, all clear. The shift, number 1, shift number 1, 4 for variance, 4 for variance, 2 for mean. So your mean is 11,92. Just check if that's correct. Yes. So you place 2 for mean or 3 for standard deviation. Okay. If we shift 4 for variance, 3 for standard deviation. 3,68. Now to come back to this question, we asked you the number of players or scores or whatever that lies within one standard deviation of the mean. You work out our mean, our mean plus your standard deviation and your mean minus your standard deviation. So we set up a range here. Okay, so we say our mean, which is 11,92 minus 3,69. Okay, so that gives us 8,23, 8.23, and then that's it plus. And I give you 15.61. Okay, now we count how many of these players actually lies between that range. It's between 18 and, between 8.23 and 15.61. So of course 11 is inside, 12 is inside, 14 is inside, 8 inside or outside? Outside. Remember it's going from 8.23 all the way to 15.61. So 8 is below. 9 is inside, 12 inside, 18 outside, 15 inside, 16 outside, so 4 outside, 10, 14. There's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Therefore, 8 players or teams or whatever falls within one standard deviation of the mean. He says how many lies, what percentage lies within one standard deviation of the mean. If asked percentage of player that lies within one standard deviation of the mean, then what we say is 8 over 1, 2, 3, 4. So it's 8 over 12 times 100. And then you just simplify that answer. Okay? Which is going to be 200 over 3. 60 something, right? 66.7%. If they ask you how much percent lies within one standard deviation, you guys understand? Alright. Next question. Question 3. Now we're busy with analytical. Our favorite, no? Yes. Seem to get good marks here. Or not good marks, better marks in other sections. Okay. Refer to the figure. We are told that A, which is -5 and 2, B, which is 1 and 14, C, which is 5 and -4, vertices of triangle ABC, is the midpoint. Then we are told that ED is perpendicular to AC. Okay? With D on AC. Okay. First question. Find the length of BC. Leave your answer in third form. To find the length of BC and leave your answer in third form. Okay. 3.1.1. So work out BC. We'll use the formula x2 minus x1 squared plus y2 minus y1 squared. So B is 1 and 14, C is 4 and -4. So the square root of 1 minus 5 squared plus 14 minus -4 squared. So that would work out to be square root of 1 minus, whoops, the square root of 1 minus 5 squared plus 14 plus 4 squared. That gives us 2 root 85. 2 root 85. Okay. And the next question says, find the coordinates of E. What is E? We tell that E is the midpoint. Not so? So how do you calculate the midpoint? You're going to be x1 plus x2 over 2, y1 plus y2 over 2. So it's going to be 1 plus 5 over 2 and 14 plus -4 over 2. So it's going to give you 6 over 2, which is 3. And 14 minus 4 is 10. And 10 divided by 2 is 1. So it's 3 and 2. Sorry, yeah, 3 and 5. Okay. Then the gradient of AC. Huh? Yeah, so I see where's Cheryl? She took the bin away. I think she doesn't know her way back. Okay. So 3.1.3. Calculate the gradient of AC. What's wrong? Right. So to calculate the gradient of AC, just open the window, maybe it needs to get out. Okay. Okay, so the gradient of AC, how do you work out the gradient? y2 minus y1 over x2 minus x1. So AC is going to be 2 minus -4. I'm using these 2 points. And then -5 minus 5. So that gives me 6 over -10, which is -3 over 5. Do you all agree with that? Okay? This chick on that girl, I think she will go and sleep in the toilet. She's been gone a while, hasn't she? Where's Cheryl? Maybe you're going to also take your own time now. Me? Okay, mate. I think they got probably a mother's meeting or something happening. Cheryl and that one. Who is the other one? Erin? Okay, so let's go to the next question. We are asked to find the coordinates of D, the y-intercept of AC. D, the y-intercept. So at this point, they didn't ask us to work out the equation of AC. It was only the gradient. Is that correct? So 3.1.4, it will be y is equal to minus 3 over 5x plus c. This was in the case of y is equal to mx plus c. Okay. So we'll substitute the point that's lying on this graph. Let's go with c. We substitute c, which is 5 and negative 4. That's the x and the y. So negative 4 is equal to negative 3 over 5 times 5 plus c. So that's negative 3 plus c is equal to negative 4. C is negative 1. So y is equal to negative 5 over 3x minus 1. So from here we can extract that d will be 0 and minus 1. So therefore d is 0 and minus 1. The equation of this line is y is equal to negative 3 over 5x minus 1. So I don't need this any longer. Huh? Where have you been, Michael? So you're going to empty all the teachers' bins now?
No, sir. There's this,
But you have to say you had to come for maths. Godfrey, where have you been? Can you now see why I mustn't allow you guys to go anyway? Because now all the other teachers is using you people where you're supposed to be watching you're more marking your homework. It was better for me if you were sleeping here. Okay. So D is 0 and minus 1. Determine the equation of ED. So as we know that ED is perpendicular. ED stands at 90 degrees. So the gradient of ED times the gradient of AC is going to be negative 1. So the gradient of ED is going to be 5 over 3. It will be 5 over 3. Okay. Next one. Now they ask us, listen, relax, man. Right. So the equation will be y is equal to 5 over 3x plus c. And since we know that your a D point is your y-intercept as well. So c is negative 1. So y is equal to 5 over 3x minus 1. Otherwise, what you could have done was as well, you could have worked out using those 2 points. Okay? Next. The next question they ask you to show that AB is parallel to ED. So if lines are parallel, what do we know?
the gradient.
Gradients are equal. So do we have the gradient of AB? No? So let's work out the gradient of AB. So 3.1.6. The gradient of AB is going to be 14 minus 2 over 1 minus 5. It's going to be 12 over 6, which is 2. So that is 2. If you work out the gradient of DE, so that's going to give you 5 minus 1 over 3 minus 0, which is 6 over 3, which is 2. So there must have been a problem here. Okay, I think in the memo, I have... Relax, man. Relax. 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 Because, you see, remember they asked us to calculate the equation of DE. But they told us this is perpendicular. Yeah. So the product of those two lines, gradient should be minus 1. And that is the method I used. But at this point, we also have the coordinates of D and E. So I could have worked out the straight line using those points. But if it was that the diagram was 100% correct, then whichever method you use, you should have gotten the right equation, with the same equation basically. But if I think you go to the memo, you'll see that I've made a note there that if the learner had gone the other method, they would have picked up something else here. So then the learner was awarded the mark irrespective of which method they used. Okay, because it's a mistake from our side. Okay, and then if you go with this here, you'd have seen that it's actually not parallel if you had used 3 over 5. But in actual fact, if you use E and D, you would have gotten a gradient of 2, which you would have then shown that those lines were parallel. So in this case, we mark every learner according to the method they had followed.
So whether it's 5 over 3 or 2?
Yeah, because the mistake was from our side. Okay, and then you'll get some learners who attempted it and then just pulled the line through it. It doesn't make sense to them. They were also awarded the full mark. So yeah, that's the same with the grade 12s. So 2 out of those 7 marks they can get without the diagram. The rest of the 5 should be given to you. Yeah. But I see there's a petition going for people asking to read it. They're wasting their time. They're actually in a better situation if they're given the 5 marks.
Oh, because they spend half an hour on that one question.
Who would spend half an hour? People never ever spend. They're spending half an hour on a question and that's nonsense. Okay, so listen, if you find, come people man, if you find yourself in that situation where you can't answer the question, you move on. Like you do in your life. Fail the maths test? Ah, yeah, man. Move on to the next one. Right, so since the gradient of AB is equal to the gradient of DE is equal to 2. Therefore, AB is parallel to ED. Okay. Next question. Find the inclination. The inclination is basically the angle. Find the inclination of BC. The angle BC makes with the x-axis basically. So if you're looking at BC is this line here. So the inclination is actually that angle that you're going to find there. Okay? So what is the gradient of BC? Do we have the gradient of BC? The gradient of BC we don't have. So it's going to be, is that 14 or 4? 14 minus 4 over 1 minus 5. So it's going to be 18 over negative 4. Negative 9 over 2. So we say tan. Tan of, let's call this theta for now. 9, negative 9 over 2. Right, so we'll stop here today. If it's negative, then we add 1 in. Yes, but I didn't get there yet. People, see you guys tomorrow. Bye-bye. Don't you have a lesson tomorrow? We have a lesson tomorrow. Don't you have a lesson on Fridays normally?